am I talking about China this much? This is weird. What the hell is that sound? Don't share the same CV that you had like 10 years ago. Just go away, Mr. Ambulance, please. Okay, it's gone. Our general English starts weakening. Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of English with Sarvi. Well, in this episode I'm going to talk about one of the most frequent questions that I am asked on my Instagram. How to find a job abroad. Well, let's say that I didn't try to find a job abroad when I first came to Turkey. It was just an offer that I received from a friend that I had worked with long time ago. Like an old colleague of mine told me that we have like a vacancy in one of the schools in Turkey, the school that he actually worked for in that time. He said, would you like to come? And then, yeah, I was not really happy with my job back then. I was a flight attendant back in Iran. I said, yeah, why not? I'm willing to give it a try because I've always been passionate about teaching and I really wanted to go back to teaching, like as a full-time job. If you wanted to know why I did it, this is something like a topic that could be actually discussed in another video. So let me know in the comment section. I will tell you why I actually stopped being a flight attendant and went back to teaching. But yeah, what to do? I actually took some notes because I didn't know, off the top of my head, I couldn't think about the main thing that will make you find a job abroad. Yes, the first thing, which is the most important thing, is your LinkedIn. But as I go back to the time that I actually came to Turkey, I didn't have a LinkedIn. I even didn't have my CELTA certificate to find a job as a teacher in Turkey. So what I had was a good connection. So I think the best and the most important thing that I have realized recently is your network of people. I am talking about meaningful relationship with your colleagues. Recently, when I'm answering to questions on my Instagram or I talk to people, I have started looking at them as real human beings. One problem that we have with our social media or even sometimes with our colleagues is that we don't see them as real people. We see them as machines around us. Just like another car that is driving by. As soon as I started looking at people like real ones, especially on my social media, I've started to notice a lot of differences around me. So let's say that your network means a lot to you. When people ask questions from you, answer like for real, be there for them, make meaningful interaction with them. If you can help them, really help them. If you cannot help them, please tell them that you cannot help them, but you would love to and try to. Search around you. Maybe for you as somebody who has lived in Turkey, or another country like China, let's forget about Turkey, for like a couple of years, maybe giving some data to somebody that is hopelessly trying to find a job in China would be so easy. Just give them some tips, try to come up with some ideas. That's the way you will build up that network, trying to really find an answer for people's questions. So this is what I did in the first place. I'm not telling you that back then I really answered that colleague of mine's questions or anything, but when we were working together, we were a good team. I keep remembering that. Back then when we were in Kishi Institute, a lot of great teachers, we were together, we came up with a lot of different ideas, we talked, we had a good time. Like that meaningful bond did do me good. In one aspect of my life. So build up real relationships. That is going to be the first thing to do, a real network. The second thing to do is definitely your LinkedIn and the certificates that you need. A lot of people on Instagram keep telling me, Sarvi, should I go for CELTA course? Should I go for, TESOL or this or that? Just stop for a moment. You don't need to go for an IELTS test now. Yes, everybody says that you need to at least once try it before trying to prepare other students for it. Understandable, but like for CELTA course or TESOL or other certificates, we know that, as teachers, we don't earn that much money. First, Try to understand whether that certificate is going to be useful in the country you want to apply for, then go for it. So no certificates until we know that it is going to be useful for the country we're going to apply for, because countries are really different from each other. Like, for example, the first time I came to Turkey, I really didn't need to have a CELTA course. A TESOL, 120-hour TESOL would have been enough for me. But right now we know that schools actually are demanding, and yes, if you have a CELTA course, you will find a job easier. The next thing, LinkedIn. Please have an active LinkedIn. I'm thinking, like, if I am a coordinator or, I don't know, like a supervisor, head of department at school, who would I go for? I mean, what kind of CV, what kind of person would I go for? Who would I like to hire? If you have got your CV, reading a CV, we all know it's a boring thing to do. Like, if you have a YouTube channel or social media, or like even some pre-recorded videos of your lessons, that would go a long way, don't you think? Because people these days, they don't go through 3 pages or 4 pages of your CV, even if it is designed really nicely. Yes, the design also matters, it's important, but still, people would love to see you in the classroom, in a real classroom. So if you can give them, you can show them, like present good video of your lesson, that would definitely go a long way. I dare say that this is school that I work for right now. My YouTube channel was the first thing that presented me to them, my social media, my Instagram. So they already knew what kind of teacher is coming, how well her fluency is, what kind of things she can do in a classroom. So yes, if you can present yourself that way, the least you can do is to have some pre-recorded video of your online lessons, and then put it on your LinkedIn. Try to connect with as many teachers as you can, and that way you can build up the network that you want. Back then, like 6-7 years ago, creating network would have been just through face-to-face interaction with people. But right now, we know that it's really different. You can simply make interactions online, and like maybe you can meet a coordinator from China on your LinkedIn and like have a chat. Why am I talking about China this much? This is weird. Keep yourself in the loop. Try to keep studying. It's very important that you don't feel that security. Especially working at school makes you feel like that. You're like, I'm gonna teach first grade until the end of the year. Why would I need to work on my general English? But you don't know how important that is. If you want to have a better position next year, or if you want them to give you a certain amount of salary, you need to keep becoming better, because there are a lot of people standing behind that door and they want to get your job. So you need to become better. And for us teachers, feeling too comfortable can happen very easily. Set some goals for yourself. For example, I'm going to study this novel, not to study, like read this novel with a friend of mine every week, 2-3 pages of it. It doesn't have to be like, a lot. It doesn't have to be a complete course, or it doesn't have to be like taking a certain certificate like IELTS or anything. No, it can be little, it can be small, but try to keep yourself in the loop of students. If you stay a student, you will still have an understanding of what a student goes through in your classroom, so you can still be a great teacher. You know what I mean? Know your deadlines. It's very important to know when and how to apply for jobs. It's important to have your CV ready in English. Keep checking it, keep updating it. Go through there are some websites. I'm going to put a link for you in the description box below. You can even get some ideas and opinions about your own CV and update it, make it better, visualize it, maybe add some certain links to it, because every day, these things are improving and you want to keep yourself updated. So don't share the same CV that you had like 10 years ago. You prepared it once. Right now, try to make some changes, because that's the way employers actually make decisions. Know how does it work, getting a work permit in that country, what kind of official stuff you need to do, what kind of documents you need to prepare. These are very important things. I have seen people coming to the country, going for a job, and then losing the job after 2 weeks because they didn't know that, for example, residency permit in that country has got those certain rules. So first understand everything about residency permit, work permit, and the procedure, then move on to the country, or then actually sign a contract. Know how to keep yourself motivated, because this thing is a hard thing. This thing is difficult. I mean, the whole procedure of finding a job, applying, moving to the country, finding a house, I mean, even making bonds with people that don't share your mother tongue language, it's like really tough, really difficult. So try to find ways already, I mean, before you move to your new country, to keep yourself motivated. If you like sports, stick to them. If you need to do yoga every morning, if you need to join a certain gathering, if you need your therapist to be with you on your journey, try to plan for it, because staying motivated in another country is one of the toughest things that I've had to do. And at the end of the day, if you had any questions about moving to Istanbul or finding a job in Istanbul, you can always count on me. I will tell you whatever I know. I'm good at sharing, because I know sharing is caring. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, and also like the video and share it with your friends. I love you. Bye bye.